Good morning, Pauper fans. I have a question for you. Why is this deck still legal? It's so good. It's broken. If you look at the results of the Pauper metagame, SquirrelStorm has taken the format by storm, pun intended. And if you look at the results of the most recent challenges, one of them had 5 out of 8 in top 8. Like, that's just so good. But not even that. If you look at the top 32, littered with Chatterstorm. And the Mana Traders event, 30% Chatterstorm in the field. The deck is just so good. I've played the stock list that everyone else is playing, and it's really, really strong. That said, I'm looking to further improve it. So one of the things that I don't like about the deck is that game one, you are not equipped to beat the other decks that are trying to beat you. So when you look at the Pauper metagame, there's Affinity, and then there's blue-black Fairies / Delver, and then there's Chatterstorm. Affinity is mostly just a race, but they do have a couple copies of like Dispel and Fling and, those cards. And then blue-black Fairies or Delver has main deck Echoing Decay. Sometimes they have Echoing Truth, and you just have a tough time beating that. So I've been playing main deck Duress, and I started at 2, and now I'm up to 4. I've just been so impressed with the Duress. And in the mirror, it's just incredible. So in the mirror, it's good. Against blue-black Fairy / Delver, it's good. Affinity, it's fine. So it's good in most of the top 3 decks in the format. So Duress, I've just really enjoyed. That said, when we look at the deck list, Sandstone Needle wasn't cutting it with Duress because you have Duress, and then you have these black cards, and Sandstone Needle doesn't really help cast any of them, so I'm running 4 copies of Basic Swamp. You could also run Sulphur Falls, but I really want to Duress early and often in the mirror, and having untapped sources on the combo turn is actually pretty nice, so I've enjoyed 4 copies of Basic Swamp. Yeah. In order to make room for this, I am not playing Faithless Looting. That is where my Duress slots came from, and I have 1 less Chromatic Sphere. I believe that's it. And then there's like 1 other flex spot. But I'm still running 12 lands, much like the other Chatterstorm decks in the format. The main deck, other than the Duress, is pretty stock, if I'm being honest. It's like the Swamps and the Duress. Those are the differences. And then on the board, I'm trying Serpentine Curve again. I've noticed that when I do lose recently to blue-black Fairies, it's because I deal with their counter spells, but then I can't get through the double Echoing Decay in their hand. Curve beats that. And we have more filtering than ever with the 6 spheres, Morphos, and Petals. I don't think Sulphur Vent is going to be required to cast Serpentine Curve. 4 copies of Gutshot. With the Duress being in the main deck, we had some extra slots in the board. Why don't we just guarantee that we beat Cart Clan Shaman? That's the question. Like, why don't we just guarantee it? So now we have 4 copies of Gutshot for their 4 copies of Shaman. And Flaring Pain is mostly for Tron with their copies of Moment's Peace, that sort of thing. If you get paired in against Turbo Fog, it's fine there too, but it's mostly for Tron. Weather the Storm is for the burn matchup and other aggressive decks. You can board out the Duress and into the Weather the Storm. One thing that I've found that I really like doing in that matchup is weathering into Galvanic Relay. It's beautiful. Pest Summoning is a card that I admit it took me a long time to come around on. People kept on saying to me, Bryant, why aren't you playing Pest Summoning? This card is so good because if you can't find Chatterstorm, you get to do something. That is not why you play it, and that's why I wasn't playing it. When it was explained to me that Pest Summoning is essentially just 3 mana plus 3 Storm, it made a lot more sense to me. Because when you've already cast First Day of Class, you Pest Summoning into Chatterstorm, lethal is 7. It's no longer 10, and that makes it worthwhile. So just making 2/2/2s is not good enough. But the fact that it's 3 Storm is, fine. Environmental Sciences, with our copy of Basic Swamp, it's +1 Storm for 1 mana. That's worth it to me. Introduction to Prophecy, and then Introduction to Annihilation. This card is included in the main deck because Affinity has started playing main deck Cart Clan Shamans, and this isn't out to that. That's the main deck. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy this deck tech and the video today, make sure you subscribe. It is the best way of supporting the Combo Cabal. Join us. It's free to subscribe. We're almost to 4,000 subscribers. I'm going to hit it this month, which was a goal of mine. So thank you to everyone that subscribed this month. But thank you to everyone that's about to subscribe as well. And if you're already subscribed, like and comment. Get us into that YouTube algorithm. That way more people see why Chatterstorm should be banned after we crush this league today. Chatterstorm's just too good for the format. I would like to get back to playing Cycling Storm, but this deck is too darn good. And if you want to support this content or submit your combo deck here for this very channel, you can submit to theepicstorm.com/donation decks, submit your combo deck to be featured. You can also go to theepicstorm.com/shop, pick up a token pack, a pint glass, or a Storm 20 baseball tee. Those are terrific ways of showing your support for this channel. That's what I have to say. That's my intro. I will see you in round number 1. Don't go anywhere. Let's go. Round number 1. Whoops. Round number 1. We're on the play. Keep. Hell yeah. Got that peat bog. So, one small concern I do have with this deck list is that your lands don't naturally filter well for colors. We have way more black mana than we have anything else. That said, I'm fine with it because we have so much filtering. 4 Lotus Petal, 4 copies of Manamorphose, and then our 6 Chromatic Stars. We shouldn't get color screwed too often. That's what I'm expecting. Basic Forest. Okay, it looks like Bogles, if I had to guess. Abundant Growth. Love the Sign and Blood pickup. Let's cast it. So if we draw a tap land, that's why we're casting it, and we're rewarded, but we still need more action. Crevice is nice, but right now we just have the Morphos. So we need to draw into... I mean, Galvanic Relay is probably the card we want here, because it can get us both halves of the combo in one draw. But this definitely looks like Bogles to me. It could also be Familiars, I suppose, but it looks like they're passing. So maybe it's Familiars? I don't know. Another land. A little bit flooded here. We're just going to have 6 through the opponent's turn. Nothing we can do. I am so confused right now. Is this just like land destruction? Foretell? Okay. I don't know what our opponent's doing. But we are flooding hard. 12 lands in our deck. We have half of them. Good thing is we're not under any pressure right now. So here comes the wolf. Yep. Pack mate. I mean, this card's so pushed. Like, it's really good. I'm not saying it should span worthy or anything. This is just like a pushed, powerful magic card. And that's good. Alright, so Chromatic Star, we can play that out. I'm still just going to pass the turn. No need to try to go for it here. We are not under pressure, so why go? I just realized that's a red-white land. I thought that was another Highland Forest. So it looks like they might be like 5-color mid-range. They could also just be Naya, but I sort of doubt it. What's going on here? Visionary, okay. Another forest. Alright, I'm just going to have 6 through this, let the pack mate get in, and then go to our turn. There's 1/2. So I think it's pretty free here to cast Morphos and then use Sphere to see if we can draw into anything meaningful. No is apparently the answer. Another Sphere. Okay. Said red, I guess. The Flood. Am I supposed to just like play these Squirrels as blockers? I don't know. Okay, Relay was a good draw. It's about Darsh time. That wasn't even a word. I just said some random syllables. But we're going to play the Squirrels as chumps and then Relay. 8 1/1s. We can have 6 through that. It makes me nervous because I'm always afraid I'm going to switch phases, but enough people have told me in my videos that it bothers them that I manually do it. So we're just going to pass. And that's a pretty good Relay. Can't complain with that. Okay, Scred, sure. And now we just pass. Was Crevice revealed to... It must have been. Crevice is off of the Relay. I don't know how else Crevice would have been revealed. Boarding Party. That's actually why I Chatterstormed. In my head, I was like, if they boarding party into both, they have lethal. So, it worked out. These decks were really popular pre-Modern Horizons 2. Not so much since then. And I'm going to trade my army of squirrels for their stuff. Can't believe an entire boarding party died to 3 squirrels. I could take 3 squirrels. Come at me. Also, I don't know if 3 squirrels could kill a wolf in the wild. It doesn't seem very believable to me. It seems like a pretty weak deck if you're dying to squirrels. I guess we can keep the petal around. Let's whisper. Why not? Whisper again. Cabal Ritual, such a powerful Magic the Gathering card. Wooch, wooch. So it looks like we're going to get this. Let's Duress before they concede. What do you have in hand? We see what the white's for now. Okay. First day of class. Make a few insects. Why not? Sure. I don't need to sacrifice that. Undo. Some 3/3 pets. Have you ever seen a bug as big as a wolf? Come on. It's just not believable. However, these squirrels do use steroids. And once these are done resolving, we're just going to go straight into combat because we have no mana floating. Okay, and then our opponent concedes. Woot woot. So we've taken game number 1 over Naya. I don't know if Duress is a card we really want against Naya, if I'm being honest. But I don't know if we have anything worth bringing in otherwise. I mean, we might be able to bring in Curve. I just don't know how good Duress is here. Let's try this. We'll bring in Weather to Storm and Curve over Duress. We are admittedly like not playing anything like Wilt. I don't know if there's any like cards we really want to Wilt, but if I had a Wilt effect in my board, I'd probably board it in this matchup. It's just like a precautionary measure. That's something I would consider here. Remember, you can always open up that description down below and join all of our social media networks to keep up with the latest videos and much, much more. I would highly recommend the Discord. A lot of great Storm conversation happening there. Alright, game number 2, we're on the draw. We've opened up a hand of cards that we are not going to keep. Same with our 6. Who wants lands? We have both mulliganed. Our opponent is likely deciding what they're putting back here, and we're going to 5. Okay, so they've kept 6, and we're going to 5. This seems reasonable. I think we're supposed to put back a land, and then first day. Like, how we win this game is just by, like, relaying into good cards, I think. Like, obviously, first day is, like, a card we need for the combo, but I just think that we're pretty far away from comboing, so we should try to be, like, building up resources with Galvanic Relay. I guess, like, Duress is probably fine for beating, what is it called? 2 damage to non-pirates, whatever that's called. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think we're supposed to relay here. Like, the card name is on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't think of it. Green, red. Sure. Fiery Cannonade. There we go. I know words. Sure. You can weather. That's fine. So they're at a bunch of life. Like, this honestly just doesn't matter. So I have 6 bugs. Or 6 normal size squirrels, I should say. Now we're going to relay for 8. And they're going to get punished for playing Weather the Storm too early. That was pretty good. We don't actually have a red source in there, though. Or a green source, so we're going to need a Night's Whisper into, like, a Chromatic Sphere effect. Yeah, if we want to abuse that relay, we do have to draw a chromatic sphere or a lotus petal. Pressure is on, for sure. Alright. For what it's worth, a red land here wouldn't matter, because the red lands, it's not like we're playing a basic mountain. We need that red land to come into play untapped, so we always needed a lotus petal or a sphere. Like, that wouldn't have changed even with Sandstone Needle being in the deck. This is like a removal spell? Ash Barrens. Okay. You got a dude. Snow-covered mountain was the reveal. Swamp. Alright, so I guess it's worse for me to start off by attacking. That was just like a bad instinct. Don't follow my direction. It's not good for you. Dark Ritual Whisper. Let's pray to get a little bit lucky here. No! We hit the sphere, but we don't have... Brutal. 1 mana too short. So those 5 cards are going to waste. Womp womp. Alright. Just bolting me, huh? It's an interesting strategy. Let's get in there. I would love if we just won this game with an army of 6 squirrels. Here's the cannonade. Yep. So they're down to 2 cards in hand. I guess one of them is a boarding party, that's like why the bolt would make sense. Skyfisher, they're going to pick up Abundant Growth, replay Abundant Growth, draw a card. Yep. So maybe we do leave in Duress, and I board out the Weathers and the Serpentine Curves. Maybe I just wasn't supposed to board at all. First day. I think I'm going to Sphere here. Just pass the turn. They have 2 cards. I'm guessing we're about to see a boarding party. Alright, now with all these tap lands. Okay, we'll go to 11. I'm going to pass. I just don't know if I need to do anything here, and I'd rather build up, because we do have to deal 35, and I just don't want to lose to another Fiery Cannonade. And it's not like our life total's under pressure when we're also sitting on Weather the Storm. They could also be sitting on another Weather the Storm for what it's worth. So if they tap out for boarding party, Weather's gone. So I actually want them to boarding party, I think. Alright, so now they can play boarding party with Weather up. Alright. Pack meat. So next turn they can put us to 2. I Do I want to go for it here? Let's draw a card. They're F6'd, huh? Let's try this. Oh, that's a mana ability. They can't respond. That's what was happening there. Okay. Whisper. So if they have double bolt, we could be dead. I think I may have red here. Another relay. The problem is the relays are small. I don't think I want any of those. I think I'm just going to filter this. Let's just gain a little bit of life, I suppose. Alright, so Weather's resolving, and then we're going to make 5 2/2s. A little bit underwhelming. We didn't really draw a whole lot of mana off that. Another Weather, yep. You have so much life. It's a mistake for us to attack into their wolf. So what we're supposed to do is actually just leave these back because we're not going to be able to raise 53 life versus this pack mate. So what happens is we swing, they block, they take 8, but then we're down to 4 squirrels, and before you know it, these squirrels aren't good enough. So it's better to just leave the squirrels back on defense and hope that they don't have a cannonade. Sure. What do you have? A Scred, sure. So they're supposed to just attack with Core Skyfisher and pass. Whisper. I think I'm actually supposed to hold the Chromatic Sphere for Storm. We actually, we're over halfway through our deck right now, so we do have to worry a little bit about decking ourselves. I definitely boarded wrong, I think. I'm also looking forward to possibly using Serpentine Curve to just make a giant creature. We haven't drawn it yet. That is something we could do. So they can pick up a Bun Growth here. Yep. All their cards draw cards. Another Abundant Growth, yep. These decks were popular for a long time. They're just like ultra value decks. Wild Nicodle. Okay, are you going to attack with Skyfisher now? Nope. Let's see if we can draw into something good. I think it's worth just getting out ahead here. Maybe getting a tap land. No tap land. Alright, so next turn we might be able to double Chatterstorm if we can draw more filtering. We've used 3 Morphos. So there's only... Oh, no, all the Morphos are gone. And we have 3 stars still in the deck. And now they're deciding they want to get in. So we're going to take 6 here. I mean, I think they're making the right move. Because we're going to be dead to the Skyfishers in 2 turns. The right was a decent draw because we can back up Relay now. I think we're supposed to try to do it now. Maybe I'm being a little too aggressive. That guarantees a red source for next turn. Do I want to burn the first day? I think so, just for storm count. We have 6 mana. So I want to relay, which means that we're going to need 3 mana. Environmental Sciences doesn't do it because we don't have a forest. So we want to play this so next turn we have a red or green floating if we want it. We could get Pest Summoning, but like I don't know how good the extra power is anymore. I just don't know what the right play is here. I'm just going to take this, I guess. So if I draw a Chromatic Star, I can cycle into Cabal Rit, but that doesn't do it. So I think we definitely want both of these. But I think I'm supposed to hold Cabal Ritual for next turn. Alright. We are dead to Lightning Bolt. Yeah. One way we can deal 51 is just like a double Serpentine Curve. Alright, so they drew a land. I think that they probably were just supposed to like hold that card and make me play around Fiery Cannonade. Let's sacrifice this. This is going to add red. Petal's a good draw. What's first day? I don't know if I actually want to loot anything. Like, all these cards are pretty good. So I know that I do want to make blue mana for this curve. So I'm going to start off by doing that because it's free to do. Cabal Ritual is a terrific draw. So we can go to 1 now. It's been a pretty interesting match. So now we can actually double curve. How good is double curve? I don't know. So we have 4 mana, 7 mana, 10 mana. That's enough to Chatterstorm, curve. Okay, so the backup plan here is if the first curve doesn't make enough. Sorry. Let me auto yield to this. So if the first curve isn't going to make lethal, I can I can weather the storm to stay alive. So now we can Serpentine Curve. How big is this? Serpent. Move! It's a 35-35. That's pretty sweet. Hasty, angry serpents. Nice weather the storm plan. Look at that. 36-36 serpents. Love it. I mean, the dresses probably would have been slightly better if I'm being honest, but this is a beautiful, beautiful sight here. Look at that. You know what? I'm taking a screenshot. You can't stop me. I don't care if I'm recording. This is so sweet. Wow. All right. Match number 2 coming right up. I hope you enjoyed that. All right. Round number 2. Our record has been corrected. Sorry, I had that on from another league I was recording. But we're back. And let's do it. Cannot keep that. This is fine. I think we're going to bottom one of the copies of Duress. And while our opponent's deciding on what they're going to do, we're going to lead on Geothermal Crevice, so that way on turn 2 we can play Chromatic Star and then Peat Bog without losing any counters from the Peat Bog. Keep. Okay, Duress to the bottom. Okay, let's go. Swamp. Okay. Don't know what they're playing yet. I feel like our deck is pretty good at just beating like black mid-range piles, so let's hope it's one of those. It is in fact a black mid-range pile. I don't even know what the right pick is here. Apparently it's Manamorphose. Sure. Whisper was a good draw. Pass the turn. So a little bit risky that we drew Relay because a second discard spell here would hurt. But instead we're going to get to Relay. I think we're going to lose the Peat Bog. We're going to keep the Crevice around. Let's add a red here. Auto yield to that. Another copy of Duress. I think it's free to add another red here. I like the Lotus Petal draw. That was good. It's free to Duress. Alright, so they just have garbage in hand. Question is, do I want to cash in the Cabal Ritual? I know that I'm going to cash in the Duress. I think I'm going to keep the Cabal Ritual around. Okay. That was a pretty good draw 5. Can't complain too much about that. And I'm glad I kept the Cabal Ritual around, because next turn the choke point looks like it's going to be mana. Crypt Rats. Womp womp. So we have Introduction to Prophecies are out to that. I don't know if we're going to be able to make that much mana. This might just be like another Relay turn. I'm not sure. We're going to see what we can do. So let's start off with this Cabal Rit, and then we'll Sign in Blood. Let's Sign in Blood again. Crypt Rats was a very good draw for the opponent. Lotus Petal. I guess we could also just like make 4/4 squirrels, but that's probably a little tougher than casting Annihilation. And looks like we might be fizzling here. I guess we can first day of class for filtering. For looting, I mean. Another Morphos. Not feeling too good about this one. I think how we win this now is hitting Galvanic Relay. So, what gives me the best odds of hitting Relay? I think looting. Because Introduction to Prophecy doesn't do it. Okay, so if we first stay into exactly Chatterstorm, we can win here. Come on, deck. We're almost halfway through 0 Chatterstorms. Wait, what? Oh, I drew another swamp. Okay, I thought that I just didn't do anything. Damn. Alright. We just, like, didn't hit any of our storm spells. Okay. It happens. I'm not going to get too upset over that. I do like Serpentine Curve. It beats Crypt Rats. It beats Echoing Decay. It's just great. So we're going to board those in. And do I want to take out Duress? Yeah, I think I do. Like, having a couple's okay, but it's not like they're a control deck that has like a ton of that stuff. And Curve does help beat Echoing Decay anyway. So let's see how this goes. And if you want to support this content, you can always pick up a mini token pack from the SerpentStorm shop. For $12, you get 54 Storm tokens. You get 20 Storm tokens themselves, 10 black, 10 red, 5 blue, 3 of the rest. On the back, you get 54 Goblin tokens, 6 of each, and they're mostly for Empty the Warrens. I'm sorry, not legal in this format, but it is what it is. And they're half the size of a standard Magic the Gathering card. Once again, you can get those at theepicstorm.com/shop. Okay, game 2, we're on the play. We've opened up both copy of Duress, which is a little awkward. But we do have this Whisper. I think I'm going to try it. We can Dark Ritual Whisper if need be, but I'd hope that I just draw land in the first few turns. I don't think that this hand is stellar. It's just like a really low-level keep. Duress. Get rid of the Castigate. I don't know if I care about this curse. I might just like sit on the other Duress for a little bit. Good luck. Nice mulligan. Hey. So I think I'm going to burn the Petal to cast the Whisper. There we go. Okay, so that worked out well. And now we're probably getting cursed. Alright, draw. Bog. And I'm just going to pass the turn. I don't need to fire off this Duress. Okay. I see. Okay. So I can't, like, make Lethal Storm. Gotcha. Sure. I'm just going to pass here. But Serpentine Curve can also beat this card. So I do know that our opponent's last card is Pestilence. They can't play it because they don't have any creatures. I think I'm just going to pass here. Like, Chatterstorm's a fine draw, but we know that they have a Pestilence. They probably have something else. Let's just see what we can draw. They rip Castigate. Well, I guess they needed a white, but if they had Castigate, they could have played the Orzhov Basilica earlier. So they're sitting on 3 cards still. Alright, that was good. Let's go. Double Pestilence, sure. I'm gonna add red-green here. We have so much mana that I think I'm just gonna burn the Cabal Ritual. Is that correct though? Card versus mana. I think card wins at this point. It's a tough decision. Okay. Let's see if I made the right one. Another relay. Okay. So a little bit mana light in that draw 7. But we did hit another relay to keep chaining. And there's a first day, so if we get lucky and hit Serpentine Curve, that's nice. Oh, I didn't realize that they played Campus last turn. Okay. These effects are just so cool. I wish that they saw more play. Rite of Flame. Storm 1. We'll add red here. Good pickup. Red-green. Alright, so that's... I think the Whisper makes it good enough here to cast the Ritual. I was like, should I sandbag this Cabal Ritual? And then we drew the Whisper, and I think that changes it. And I think we just won without showing them the Serpentine Curve for the last game. Okay. Sure. I'm actually mana short of playing Pest Summoning. I've played a land this turn, I believe. Apparently I haven't. But these are all 3/3s anyway. Well, they're going to gain life. I messed that up. Forgot that they were gaining life. So I'm going to lose 10. Or I'm going to lose 9. So I don't like this line, but it does give us an extra creature. So the reason I don't like this line is now if I draw Serpentine Curve, I can't cast it. And next turn they can play Pestilence and wipe our board. So they're going to take 30 and go to 4. If they play Pestilence, I can actually kill them with Sign in Blood. Yeah. Oh, wow. We're going to get to kill them with Sign in Blood? Oh, so good. Sign in Blood for the win. This league is so sweet. First, we had the double 36 Serpents, and now we're getting a Sign in Blood win? Hell yeah. So good. Lethal! Oh, that's so awesome. Alright, I wonder if we're supposed to, board in weather. I don't know. I don't really think we should. I also wonder if we're supposed to board in Gutshot for Crypt Rats. There's a lot of options that you can choose. Wow. Problem is, what are you taking out for Gutshot? Gutshot's only good against a single card, too. I'm gonna leave it as is. Because, Gutshot's dead otherwise. Sure. Wish this hand had another land, but it's fine. Opponent's taking a mulligan. If the Morphos was a land, this hand would be so much better. Or even the Chatterstorm. Okay. Well, here we go. I think they're actually supposed to take Chromatic Star, but let's see what the opponent chooses. Relay. Okay. Relay is okay, well that was a good draw. Relay is the safe pick because if we draw into mana, it is the highest impact card and it gets us out of a longer game. And I could have played Crevice on turn 1. I'm aware of that. And that way on turn 2 I could Whisper, but I was worried about... We saw Divest in game 1, and I didn't want to get my Chromatic Star divested. I like the second copy of Night's Whisper. It's going to help us grind against this deck. Okay. Let's Whisper. If we get a swamp, we can Duress them. We did not, but I'll happily take a third land. Crypt Rats, sure. So if we wanted to, we could try to win right now, and we could beat Crypt Rats. It's just a little bit risky because we don't have the first day of class. We do have a lot of draw spells. Why don't we see what we're fighting against before I make a decision? Pestilence and a second copy of Crypt Rats. Okay. We need a lot of Storm to win this turn. I think I'm just going to cast a Night's Whisper instead. Will auto yield to this ability. So I think the plan for beating the double Crypt Rats is just... well, that was good. Is Serpentine Curve. I think that next turn they're probably just going to play either land and have 5 mana up. I doubt that they're going to play a second copy of Crypt Rats. That doesn't make any sense. But we do have to worry about them just like killing us. Castigate, that was a good draw. Probably hitting our relay here. We could look into Introduction to Annihilation on our turn. Is the out to Crypt Rats, but we're going to need a very high storm count. And they took the relay. So I'm going to Sign in Blood. I'm a little bit worried about this card. Because if they play a land here, it's 6 damage, so that brings us down to 7. So then we can't Chatterstorm versus the Curse. Its controller draws a card. I could, in theory, also remove this. That's another option. So I just want to think this through. Let's say I Sign in Blood going down to 10. End step, they activate for 5. They can't deal me 5 with that Crypt Rats next turn. Sorry, I'm just trying to play this as carefully as I can. I do think Serpent's probably the card we want to draw, but there's only 2 of them, so there's no guarantees. Another Castigate. That was such a good draw. I mean, you could argue that because I'm being careful that I open myself up to it. I understand that. Yep. First day was the proper choice, too. Let's cycle, I guess. Think we're going to lose. This Crypt Rats is just... we could have boarded in the gut shots. I chose not to. Come on, deck. I think I just have to discard a Chatterstorm here. So if they end step Crypt Rats for 5, untap Crypt Rats for 2, that's not good enough. So technically they have lethal on their next turn. Yeah. Wow. Alright, but I wouldn't have drawn anything meaningful anyway had I gone for it earlier. Sort of just unfortunate. We did get to win with Sign in Blood. Like, Silver Lining, that was fucking sweet. But this round, it just didn't go our way. Yeah. Womp womp. 1-1. Round number 3, and we're on the play. Keep. Peat Bog into Night's Whisper. Love it. And now we get to find out what our opponent is playing. I don't know what that means. But Whisper brings us up to 7, and I like that. Alright, double Duress, a little bit awkward here. This is just like Affinity? Sure. That didn't matter. I think I'm just going to Whisper. So there's no point to casting the Second Night's Whisper this turn because we lose our Peat Bog and we have to discard. So that's just like not great deck building, or not great deck. That's the wrong thing to say. Not great play patterns. Okay. I'm not really sure what our opponent's doing here. Is this like a combo deck? I guess we can Duress, find out what they're doing, what they're up to. I have no clue. Okay, I'm just going to pass here. They're likely going to play a tap land and attack. The alternative is they could play their Monarch card. Looks like it's the Monarch. Okay. You got it, dude. Relay, that's a good pickup. Okay. Let's start on this. I'm going to try to not sacrifice my lands if I don't have to. Right. Chrome Star. Let's add a green. Why not? Auto yield to that. What else can we draw? Something good? Chatterstorm. Let's duress them. Another divest. Sure. So we have 3 lands in hand. I think it's better to have 1 extra card off relay than 1 extra squirrel. We have another Chatterstorm off the relay next turn. So I can just throw 1 in front of here. It's just a 3/3. And I'm going to let this trample over for 3 damage. I'm fine taking 3. Alright, so now they draw their card for Monarch. And let's go. Dark Ritual. If I duress you, will you F6? No, because you drew 2 spells. Womp. Never lucky. Alright, play a Swamp for turn. Lotus Petal. Okay, they've had enough. I'll take it. If they're going to have a bunch of sweepers, I don't hate Curve. I don't know if these other cards are like that great in this sort of matchup. Seems like Duress is a card we'd like to keep, so I need to figure out something else to board out. I think we can probably afford... do we want to take out stars? Could do like Sign and Bloods. Yeah, let's try this out. I think you can't take out stars because we need them for the mana fixing, especially when we're boarding in our blue card. Let's do it. I didn't realize Serpentine Curve was also exile. That's pretty cool. Okay. And is this a duress? Divest. Goodbye, Chromatic Star. Sure. I'm just going to play this star. We don't need to do anything. Although next turn it might not be a bad idea to make some squirrels and play Curve. What are you up to? Thoughtcast? Alright. Let's go. That was a good draw. Duress. So that would kill our Serpentine, so I'm going to get rid of that. Tap this. Can I get lucky and hit another Duress here? That'd be sweet. Auto yield to that? Nope. But we are going to force them to spend their turn playing Cannonade, and we get a big elemental. Alright, so Great Furnace. Sure. I don't know what the point of that was. Did you draw like an Echoing Truth? Or Cast Down? They must have drawn Cast Down. Why are you blowing up my land? It doesn't make sense. I want you to make sense, opponent. Get wrecked. Concession incoming. Huh. Okay. Did you draw an out? They did. Alright, so now they're looking to draw another out. A blocker will not do. We knew about the Duress, so now they have one unknown card in hand. Curve looked pretty good here. I understand it got answered by Echoing Truth, but yeah, look at that. Serpentine Curve was good enough. We're 2-1 over a deck full of hate, and Curve was a big part of that. Honestly, Curve has been overperforming this league. I might add a third in. Who knows? Yeah, let's see if we can get the last few. We are facing Bobby Found Dead. That's sort of depressing, Bobby. I hope that's not the case. I don't think I'm supposed to keep this hand. It just doesn't do anything. Into another hand that does nothing. Let's try it, though. Lead on Duress. Yikes, this is not the matchup for us having a slow hand. Okay, so we need to draw Galvanic Relay. Brainstorm on the end step. Okay. Not feeling too confident. So end step, they're going to play Sprite, untap, and Sprite, Ninja, most likely. Night's Whisper is good because it can get under Sprite here. Or get over Sprite, I should say. Are they going to do it? No. They're going to play it safe. Alright, so next turn this can be Ninjutsu'd, and now they can counter a 2. So I'm wondering if I can get them on countering Rite of Flame, because that would be really good for us. Come on, counter this Rite of Flame. There we go. And now we can first day of class. And I can get Environmental Sciences, cast that for the Swamp, because we've not played a land yet. And yeah, I feel like we tricked our opponent here. Hopefully they don't have an out. Interesting. Okay. So they can bolt 1 next turn. I mean, they really needed a sweeper here. Wow. Trickery at its best. I wonder how good Serpentine Curve is. Probably not very. A little bit pre-boarded. We could board in Gut Shot to kill fairies. So that way their fairy doesn't actually counter our stuff while slowing down the opponent. I just don't know how much I like that. I guess we can try this. I don't know how I feel about it, if I'm being honest, but I'm open for trying things out. Cyan Blood is just so good in the grindy matchups. I don't know if I want to board that out here. I'm going to board out 2 Morphos. I do know that these decks do board in like 4 Hydroblast at this point, so maybe being less reliant on Morphos helps. I don't have a good answer. I'm just trying things. And this hand is fine. Really want a second land, though. That's for sure. Okay, so turn 2, we could actually do something meaningful, possibly. Like if they like tap out for cantrips right now. Yeah. So we need to draw like an untapped swamp or another ritual, and we can, you know, do some stuff. That is also good. Okay. Let's filter this into red. We're not going to get the threshold, so I don't know if it matters about holding this Cabal Rit. Let's add like red-green, I suppose. Double Echoing Truth. So I guess that's the line, is we're actually going to end up casting Chatterstorm here instead. And if we just draw another mana, we can Serpentine Curve later. Okay. So they have 5 cards. Fairy Seer. They have... I think we know about those ones. I would just love to draw a Dark Ritual here. So they're taking 6. Alright, I'm going to try to draw a few lands. There's the Dark Rip, but no other mana. Okay. So at this point, if we just draw Swamp, we can make a Giant Serpent. 2 on the bottom with the Preordain. Okay, Bolt. I'll take a Peat Bog. So they're going to take 4 here, going to 10. The Squirrels are not going to be good enough. So I think what our opponent should do here is if they have land 4, they could attack with Augur, Ninja, and, you know, all that good stuff. Duress was an amazing draw. Probably should have done it post-combat, though, because now our opponent knows about our Serpentine Curve. So that way they'll take 4, and then they can block a big one next turn. Well, why would they take 4? That doesn't make sense. Never mind. That didn't change anything. I just wasn't thinking properly. Another Augur. An Augur missed! That's what I like to see. Okay, so they have to block the curve, the serpent, the fractal. So they're going to take 2. Get rid of this. We're going to filter into green and make some more squirrels. Oh, sorry. I did that automatically. My bad. Just grinding the opponent to a pulp here. Another Chatterstorm. Lucky. Get in there. So now they're at 1. Oh! Cannonade! What a draw! So now they just need to find the out to the serpent. That's a blocker. Counterspell's gone. We know that. But the serpent's still coming in strong. Get in there. Do they have it? It's another chump blocker. The Abyss. No reason for us to Dark Ritual Night Whisperer there. That's just super greedy. And the Serpent wins. Wow. Heavy lifting today by Serpentine Curve. It's definitely earning a 3rd copy in the sideboard, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get match number 5. Finish with a strong 4-1. On the play for the 5th and final round. Let's get this. I'd like to finish strong. This is turn 1 Squirrels. I'm in. You don't have to tell me twice. Let's see if we can get lucky and hit a first day of class 2. That'd be insane. Alright, opponent's thinking. Turn 1 Squirrels. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Rite of Flame. Ban Rite of Flame in all formats. That's the lesson here. Cabal Ritual. We're going to do red-green here. Green, red. Alright, sorry, Relay, you're not good enough. Red, red. Oh, wow. We get to Relay, too? So I don't actually think we're going to get to abuse the Relay as much, so I think I'd rather have extra Squirrels. So this is going to be 9 Squirrels on turn 1 with a Relay. Boom! No untapped land, so that Relay was essentially trading for a land. Sort of a bummer. But hey, turn 1 Squirrels. Squirrel Army. Squirrel Life. They're on blue-black. So they have Echoing Decay. There's a chance the Squirrel Army was not good enough. And if I had drawn a Swamp there... oh, I should not have 6. Because I can still play a land. Okay. I don't think the Squirrels are going to be good enough. Yep. It was a risk that I knew could happen. What a bummer. Alright, so they're in Delver. In these matchups, I actually don't mind siding in Grape Shot. Scour themselves. Hit another Decay. Alright. We do have another Chatterstorm, so we can, in theory, try to rebuild. Okay. What is this? Behold the Multiverse. Does Delver flip? I'd hope so. Oh, I guess you don't set up a Delver with Behold. You just draw the cards. Never mind. So if we could just draw some filtering, we can make more squirrels. That's a big fish. Okay. Not good enough. A little bit color screwed at the moment. I don't think we're going to get this one, unfortunately. You know, I would go for turn 1 squirrels all over again. So if you're watching this thinking like, well, you should have waited, I don't agree. Against an unknown opponent, you definitely make 9 on the play. Cast down, sure. And that's it. Okay. So we did not win game number 1. Do I want Gut Shot? I don't know. I do want to try Curve because it beats Decay. The problem is, like, are you really supposed to board out cards for Gut Shot? And I don't know if Blue-Black plays Delver and Fairy. If it has both, Dimir Fairies. Let's see if this has Delver in it. So this doesn't have Delver. And if our opponent's on Blue-Black Delver, I don't think there's other good targets. Like, if it also has Fairies... Oh, there it is. So it's just Delver. And they only had 2 Decay in their deck. Yeah, I was definitely supposed to go for it. They had their 2 of. So I guess they're boarding an Echoing Truth as an out to Serpentine Curve. But I still think I'm supposed to have it. Let's try boarding out a couple stars. Alright. A little bit risky, but let's try it. That's what I don't like about these Peat Bog Sandstone Needle lands. Is that, like, just the fact that they're gone in 2 turns is so risky. Okay, drawing a land was good. I like that. No filtering, though. We're stuck without red mana at the moment. And this isn't a fault of my list at the moment, because these are in every list. So we're just going to pass here. That's a Delver. Hey, good draw. Brainstorm to flip the Delver. Okay, so now Delver flips. Duress. I mean, that's a good one, unfortunately. So they probably take Galvanic Relay here. Could take First Day if they're like, you already have 1 relay. What's the difference? They also could just start countering Manamorphose because it's a way of keeping us off red. So I think what we'd want to do on this turn is draw like a star or a Lotus Petal, something like that. So we can try to cast Morphose here. I don't think this is going to resolve after they saw our hand. If they didn't see our hand, I think this would have resolved. Ooh. Bold. Had red-green. Okay. Add some blue. Why not? In case we draw into curve. I'm going to add red here, I think. Let's see if this resolves. I think I actually do want this. Because it's another guaranteed red source for next turn after relay. Alright, I love seeing the Duress. Okay. I could have played Lotus Petal. Darn it. I was so... It's fine. I should have played the Petal. I was so concerned with keeping Rite of Flame next turn for red. And I was like, oh, Petal's another red source, and it just escaped my mind from playing it. So it's pretty free to play this. So they have a bunch of echoing effects. Okay. See what we can draw into. So I think I'm supposed to make green-blue with this. I think Serpentine Curve is lethal here. So they're going to counterspell this. And then they'll have Decay Blue Blast. Well, I guess Serpentine Curve doesn't have haste. So that's the difference here. Do they know their top cards? One on top, one on the bottom with their preordained. No, that's me. That's me in the log. I don't think they do. Okay, I'm going to take Counterspell because that means that Curve resolves. That's more black mana, I suppose. Okay. Cast the soft black. We're in a first day. I don't expect that this is going to resolve. It's just a pretty free counter. Let's see if we can draw into something good here. I think I'm supposed to save the star. First, maybe not. Alright, I have a giant creature. So the issue here is that they actually have enough trump blockers so that this Delver is probably going to be lethal. I didn't think of that until just now. So we need to hit a... I don't know. Now they just found a spell too. I might have just messed that up. So now we go to 5. So we attack. Next turn they put me to 2. They block with Angler. Yeah, so if I attack now, I think I'm dead. Yep. Maybe I was supposed to relay. Oh, I think I just messed up. Yeah, I think I lost sight of what mattered here. I misplayed and was punished. Serpentine Curve is just so, what's the word I'm looking for here? Enticing. I guess we had red. Need a miracle. That was not a miracle. Had black mana. Why not? Thingward is dead. Yeah, I could have played that better. It's a bummer that we're losing. Both matches we lost, I think, were because I'm not good enough. So let's go back to the deck list. I think that I threw away that last match. I really do. And then the black-white Orzhov matchup. I don't know if I'm supposed to board in Gut Shot there. You can tell me if you thought I was supposed to. Yeah, so I do think I want a third Serpentine Curve. That card really overperformed this entire league. I'm sorry that I only went 3-2. I know a lot of you, when I say, why is this still legal, and then I 3-2, it's going to get thrown in my face. This deck is bananas. I don't care what anyone says. But Curve seemed really strong. I don't know what I'd cut for the fourth or for the third copy. It could be Weather. We just didn't face Burn. I'm not sure because like boarding them in is already difficult. Like I don't know what to take out. If you have strong opinions on this stuff, let me know. I'm here to just play Magic and figure stuff out, try out new things. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was only a 3-2. Cheers. Have a great day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.